Cool. Welcome to the Press Start Podcast. My name is Keith. I'm joined today by Naj, Andy, Curtis. How you guys doing?
Good.
Pretty good. But where is my Tomb Raider for the second time?
So, big news in gaming this week. Tomb Raider came out on the Xbox One. However, it did not come out on the PC, did not come out on the PlayStation 4.
Too bad for you, Keith.
Such to suck.
It came out November 2015 on Xbox One. It was not coming out on PC until the first quarter of 2015 or 2016, and it's not coming out on the PlayStation 4 for one whole year.
It seems so ass backwards.
Now, how is that okay whatsoever?
Oh, it's not okay at all. Just on the fact that you and I have been wanting to play Metal Gear Solid 4 for the longest now, and
But
you don't have a PS4. I don't have a PS4, so it's just like we're kind of just stuck debating whether we want to buy a PS3. Yep. We're stuck debating whether we want to buy a PS3 just for this one game, and we really don't want to because we're putting all those other money into newer games, and that's the only console that's available on, so we really can't do anything about it. So I just think it hurts the consumer so much that they have to buy a whole other console to play certain games that are exclusive to certain consoles.
I mean, see, like, I do get that, but my whole thing is just, like, if all games were available on consoles, there would be no, like, competition between them. There would be no drive to, like, hey, let's, try and make, like, these new, bigger, greater games just for our console and stuff like that, which I think is a much bigger and important, thing than, oh, no, I have to wait, like, a little bit of time for, like, all this stuff. And when it comes to PS4.
a whole year.
When it comes to PS4, they're going to have all the DLC and all the other stuff that's in the game added onto it.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad point.
But for someone who wants to play the game, like, you got to wait a year for it? Like, that's absurd.
Yeah, I mean, but they're doing it to sell their consoles and to try to catch up to the PS4.
Now, while I agree that it's good because they basically strive to make better games, there was a time whenever whenever consoles would basically invest money into their first-party developers. Whenever Microsoft, Sony, they would basically invest this money so that their first-party studios would make better games. This is why Gears of War, Halo 5 on Xbox. Then you had all the like Sony Entertainment,
God of War,
Uncharted.
Yeah. All the shit on PS3 was like super good. But now they're not doing that anymore. They're not like, oh, we're just going to invest in our own stuff. They're basically saying, why should we do that when I could just buy the rights to Call of Duty or...
Well, at least Sony isn't doing that. I know Microsoft.
Sony has the rights to Call of Duty, though.
But it's not like...
Yeah, it's not
only
like
on there. Yeah.
Exclusive.
Microsoft has invested a lot in their first-party games now. I mean, it just looks bad to the fact that not bad, but it's just weird that they bought the rights to Tomb Raider for a year, and
they're taking a game that was never an exclusive title, and they're making it an exclusive title.
Yeah, same thing with Metal Gear 5, I guess, or whatever. Yeah. Like, it's on PS4, but like they emphasized like how much was on Xbox. Like on the advertising, it was Xbox One, Metal Gear Solid 5.
But like I'm okay with that. But like if you were to say, okay, Metal Gear Solid 5 came out whenever it came out on PlayStation 4, you don't get to play it until for another 7 months or so.
I mean,
that's shit.
But I mean,
and for someone who loves Tomb Raider like myself, if I had a PlayStation 4, I would be lit about this because
But that's the thing. They know, like, for somebody like me, if Metal Gear Solid 5 didn't come out on Xbox One, best believe I'm buying that PS4. And that's probably how some people feel about Tomb Raider.
I mean, I'm not gonna go out and buy I personally wouldn't go buy a PS4 for that game, or I wouldn't buy an Xbox One for Tomb Raider. I'm just going to complain about it on the podcast.
Yeah. See, now, but is there a game that you would do that for?
No.
Not at all.
Nope. Because I don't have a console yet, so.
I mean, as someone with a console, I totally agree with that. Like, I made that jump where I was like, oh man, Uncharted, it's so good in God of War, PS3, yeah. I mean, I didn't even play it that much, to be completely honest. Like, it was a good console. It just, I know where my, gaming loyalties and like my loves in gaming lie, and it's with Xbox and Microsoft.
Kurt wants to buy a PS4 because of Rocket League.
I mean,
get on PC.
It's a stretch. It's yeah. I mean, the plan is PC.
Yeah,
but no, yeah. I think it's weird because there's not too many other industries where we see this happening. I mean, I guess kind of it is, right? Like, I mean, if you look at say computers and operating systems and Windows and Macintosh. Like, I mean, would you buy an iMac for Final Cut?
Some people do, and we do see that happen.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
That's true.
But the thing is, with operating systems, the best programs are on both,
Right.
because like Premiere, that's on PC, that's on OS X. Photoshop, Lightroom, things like that. Like all the like important stuff is on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's
But
just.
Mac has their exclusive programs to try to sell more Macs, basically.
Right. I mean, I just think it's better business to
Yeah, from
attack
their
more
from their
platforms.
standpoint, it's better business. But
It's
the
good for
consumer-
businesses, but for consumers, I think that consumers just
I think with me, I didn't really know where I stood on this, but Andy kind of hit it home with console competition.
Oh God, you're on his side.
I'm just saying, like,
He's fence sitter.
I'm on the fence, but I understand where he's coming from. Where that, like, what differentiates the two consoles if everything is on both?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can look at other features, but we've seen that, like,
why do they need to be differentiated? Like why do they need to be different? They don't.
Because other.
but I mean, then what are we buying it for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's a good point, though.
If they don't need to be
my
differentiated.
hand, if it wasn't the case where it was like,
God.
No, we're not getting the one universal box. We're not getting like.
I didn't want to make it about this, but I'm going to have to. If it wasn't for things like exclusives, everyone would just play fucking computer. Back in the day, it was, you're playing those computer games again. Everyone would play PC games.
No, we fucking
I
wouldn't.
think
Why wouldn't you?
I think he has a point.
No, I mean
the only reason that you have a console is just because
Okay.
you bought the green box, you bought the blue box. The blue box can play these games, the green box can play these games.
But they both can play other games too.
Well, here's the
But
thing.
if everybody bought the black box that had every game possible, you wouldn't need to spend $500 on this one and $500 on this one just to play all the games that exist.
See,
Maybe-
but here's the thing. Like, my whole thing on that is like, look, Tomb Raider will be really, really good, and Halo will be really good, and all these other exclusives are going to be good. The best games coming out aren't exclusives. Like, Fallout 4 is laying the world on fire right now. Black Ops was surprisingly really, really good. Metal Gear was on multiple consoles. All the best games coming out aren't exclusives. Like, exclusives are great, and they're really good and make competition differentiate the consoles, but they're not the main thing you're going to, like, be excited for this holiday. Like, even if you are, then you already know that. Like, certain games with Tomb Raider are surprising because that was a PlayStation exclusive for so long, and then it switched.
And I totally get that, but this is where I'm with these guys, where it just fucking pisses me off that I
Yeah,
can't get
it's
Rocket
just-
League on
it's
my
just
Xbox
stupid,
One
like-
and crossplay like the PS4 can. And that is honestly something that, like, I'm not gonna say the only reason I got an Xbox One is because that's where my friends play.
Same.
And I think that would probably be one of the reasons that would lead consumers to one way or another. But again, maybe if we had one deal, maybe we're all PC guys. If we just joined the master race, man, we wouldn't have that fucking problem.
PC though, man.
What?
Like, there's so
But
many
I mean,
games.
with-
You know what I mean? There's so many games I can think of that are fine on PC, but I want to play with a controller. If I
You
wanna play
can.
You can,
You
though,
can
now.
do that. You play
Yeah,
your
but the
Xbox
bi-
One controller in, and it works just fine. It shows up with your button prompts.
It's not the fucking same.
It's the
though.
same. It's the
not,
same
It's
thing.
not the same
I get
thing.
it. I get.
I
and-
can take my computer.
Not to mention it's more expensive too.
it's-
play games like
no,
Fallout.
No.
I have friends getting.
no.
Andy, don't do that.
I have
Don't
friends.
do that.
Listen,
Andy,
We
don't
will go
do
down
it.
the rabbit hole.
It's true, because I have friends getting fucked over by how expensive they need to have like their PC like maxed out to play Fallout 4.
Don't-
Whereas when I get an Xbox One, it's gonna be perfectly
Don't-
fine,
don't-
bugs and shitty open world stuff and all. Yeah, I went there.
You buy an Xbox One for $500.
Mm-hmm.
I build a PC for $750.
Mhm.
Let's say the life of that is about 8 years for each one.
Okay, yeah,
That's fair.
that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so you spent 500. I spent 750.
Mm-hmm.
Let's assume that you buy 10 new games over the course of 8 years. That's not a lot of games at all.
That's like not all in like a year, but.
But
go-
I'm just saying 10
okay.
because I'm bad at math.
Go ahead.
So that's
Go ahead.
$600
Okay.
for 10 new games.
Right.
A lot of PC games, you're not going to spend $60 on a lot of games. Not at all.
Right now, you get Fallout 4 on PC for like $40.
Like $40 right now.
$40 or.
$40.
So let's say you spend $600 on games for 8 years. I spend maybe $400. So it's about evened out, right?
Don't look at me. I already know the deal, bro.
But
I guess so. Okay.
But we're forgetting the fact that I can play online and
not pay for it.
and what 8 years of Xbox Live is like. What is it, $50? So 460. You just spent more than I did over the life of that console.
And you got free games with your online too?
What? Yeah,
Xbox
Steam.
Live?
Steam, free games.
How many
Steam
free
started that shit, boy.
How many free games on Steam? Okay, how about this? How many free games on Steam do you like regularly play though?
Oh
Dota.
man.
Don't start that. Dota 2, Team Fortress 2.
Andy.
Okay,
Free
those are
games
like
are better
specific
on
things.
PC.
Also, Fallout 4 on PC is actually $52.99, which is like a couple bucks off console price.
Where are you looking for that?
I'm looking at that on PC, checking on Steam right now.
Because-
$59.99 on Steam.
Because you can buy it from third-party key sites. That's the thing. With PC, you can get Steam keys from other sites.
Andy,
you can
this
buy
is
them
not an argument you're going to
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, but I mean, I think, man, I used to be just strictly console just because, like, I remember the days, man, going like back with my friends and sitting in one room and enjoying this experience together. But we don't play games like that anymore.
Yeah, like,
and that's why I'm starting. I'm not buying a PC to just game. I need a computer as well.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. You can do more than just play,
Right. But I mean, I don't know. I still have my console. I still bought it. I don't regret buying it.
Yeah, I mean, consoles are convenient. And I'm upset that this turned into what it did just now.
the rabbit hole.
But like I say, consoles are convenient. People buy them because their friends buy them and they want to play with their friends. And a lot of it comes down to people are.
But there's a fucking ton of inconvenience that comes with that convenience.
Yes,
man.
but like a lot of people are a lot of people are ignorant when it comes to PC gaming. They don't understand what it is, and a lot of people assume that it's expensive when it's really not. When you're really saving more money. In
the idea that PC gaming is more expensive is just not.
It's
like,
just it's not even viable.
Startup costs, yeah, but in the long run, you're gonna spend a lot more on a console.
But it's gotta hurt to be second priority a lot of the time.
Yeah,
and
to have shitty broken games released.
And that's what PC gamers are basically arguing against, is saying, like, I don't understand why console gamers are going like, haha, you got a shitty game, when it's like, you should be basically fighting to say, like, we shouldn't have exclusive games because that pits people against each other, and that's not, like, why should you say, oh, well, I have the PS4,
I mean, you say that,
I have
but,
the Xbox, but, like, we could all just play the same games. It doesn't have to be like a dick measuring competition.
I mean,
at all.
if you can treat anything like a dick measuring competition is a thing.
Yeah, but like
I have a friend with a PS4 and I can't play Bloodborne, but I love going over his house because I can fucking see him play Bloodborne. Well, like, it's not even my type of game, and I would buy it if I could, but I can't.
But you could play Bloodborne if developers, if console makers weren't basically holding your favorite games hostage and saying, if you want to play this, you have to come to this. Like it's just there's so much marketing that goes into it. It's so terrible.
Right, and I think consoles need that, though. I mean, if there were no console exclusives, I don't know.
Everyone would just buy a PC. That's the thing.
I
don't want to
say that's definitely true.
There's no PC booth at like game conventions. No one's cutting deals with Frito-Lay to get PC stamped on a Doritos bag. Like, consoles have to market themselves because they know that they're inferior to PCs, and like it really wouldn't be that way,
But no, he's right. Like at A3, like you have Microsoft or Sony, and then you have like you don't see
someone from PC, like that's not a thing.
They talk about the new cars they have there or whatever, but that's about it.
Yeah,
that's it.
But those are specifically like hardware vendors. Like that's not someone on behalf of PC saying like, hey, the new, this is coming out, or the new that is coming out. Like, it's just, that's the thing. Like, if it weren't for exclusive games or whatever, I honestly think that more people would be, because like the fact that I want to buy a PlayStation 3, like I'm being forced to buy a PlayStation 3 so I can play things like Metal Gear Solid 4, things like Red Dead Redemption, things that I never got to play, The Last of Us also. But, if those things were on PC, I would not think about it,
Right, but that's a two-way street, though, is the thing. As you talk about, like, PC not having their thing, they have BlizzCon, they have Valve as its own event. Those are the big PC, like, Master Race groups or whatever. Yeah. And I can't play shit like Dota or Diablo or any of that kind of stuff. Well, Diablo actually is on consoles, but like StarCraft and that on consoles. So there's a two-way street with that, too.
And that's shitty. I'm not just saying like just console exclusives. Like, it's terrible. And the thing is, a lot of PC games that are PC only are actually starting to come to consoles. Like Diablo 3 was one of the first ones that came to it.
Yeah.
And
Overwatch just got announced.
Overwatch is coming to consoles.
Well, that seemed more like
The Sims tried it, but ain't like it.
I mean, the only thing that you can't really play on a console is a MOBA.
Yeah,
like,
just because the buttons and controls.
Smite.
not a traditional MOBA.
Counts though. Still a MOBA. Not
But-
traditional at all. Still a MOBA.
No, well, the reason I'm saying that you can't really play MOBAs is because MOBAs are like mouse clicking games, basically. Like, that's what they are. They're mouse clicking games. They're basically just strategy games.
I guess when you play with a mouse, sure.
Yeah. Well, no, you can't play it with a controller. Nobody like literally,
Again, Smite does it pretty fucking well.
You
That's what I'm
realize
saying.
Smite is not really. It's a third-person action game. It's not a MOBA. It's not a MOBA at all.
It's still in the traditional MOBA sense.
It's not.
Well, I don't know if it's in the traditional
it's
mode.
not.
Okay, not traditional,
But I think
but
it has elements of
That's like saying
of a
Warcraft
MOBA.
3 is an action game and Grand Theft Auto 5 is an action game. Like Smite. All right. Have you ever played League of Legends or Dota?
I play League of Legends Dota.
Like extensively.
I mean, not like
Are
I'm
they
fucking
anything like?
obsessed with it.
Are you
Like-
top 3 in your
Like
area?
no. How do you move in Dota or League of Legends?
Okay, you do the mouse click. You got
You
okay,
right click.
You got
How do
me
you
there.
move in Smite? You fucking move around and it's like you
I think
press.
that-
Okay, I get what
agree.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying though, my friend, like I have friends who play nothing but Here's the Storm and Dota 2 right now.
Yeah.
And when they were playing Smite, they're like, oh, it's kind of MOBA-like, and it's
Yeah,
pretty much
it's
MOBA.
MOBA-like, but what I'm saying is like the control scheme would not work on a console ever.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
It wouldn't work on a console.
Mm.
Like there's absolutely no way that you could play it. Like
I just love how this argument went from console exclusives to PC versus
Yeah,
console
definitely.
outright.
It definitely
I
turned
kind
into a
of felt
PC
like, I kind of felt
versus
like it was
thing.
gonna go here though.
Mhm.
It's understandable.
It leads
it
to
fits
it so
though, yeah,
good,
like
so.
it does because there kind of is the same, like there's the arguments there. Yeah, like it's it's just the thing where it would be great if all games could be played on all consoles, which obviously that's not going to be the way it is because there are multiple consoles.
And even if it was just like something where games came to all platforms eventually, then I wouldn't be too mad about that. But like I said, if one of my favorite games was held hostage, like if Metal Gear Solid 5 was held hostage, I'll be pissed, like pissed the fuck off, something crazy. So I mean, am I against it? Yes, I'm against it, but I understand why it's there. So I mean, it promotes competition. So and just in business, you need that. So
I don't know,
Mhm.
but
It's not
is
going
it
anywhere
the
anytime
right
soon.
kind of competition? That's the question. Like, is that the appropriate way to stay competitive by fucking
That's
keeping
true.
content from keeping content?
it's not like,
exclusive to
oh
your shit?
hey, our console runs faster, or oh hey, you don't have to pay for online. It's haha, we have Tomb Raider.
Right? Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. Where is that the right way? I understand why it's done,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's the right way
It's
to go.
kind of
about it.
like a sports team having this player and you have this player, but my player is better than yours. It's like something like that.
no, that's not the case at all. Because
No.
there aren't players that play for multiple teams.
Yeah, he's got a point there.
Like
True.
that's like saying 3 teams have Tom Brady, but only 1 team has Peyton Manning.
All right, yeah, I'm an ass.
Yeah.
I'm an ass.
Try to make it sportsy.
Had to.
I mean, I don't know. Just like I think about shit like, remember the old days when we had like Tecmo Super Bowl and we had NFL Blitz and all these really fun,
Oh,
weird
God,
out
are
there
we gonna
games.
go?
And then
are we gonna
fucking
go
Madden
there?
came and like you couldn't do a fucking football game anymore. That's how I see this. Where like I don't want to go to the one like console days or whatever now, because if that happens, then like all the games get like chokehold into one big giant thing, and it just becomes harder for like different shit to like stand out. And I feel like versus like now we're sure like let's say they can't get Tomb Raider or whatever, but all of these other fucking games are coming out. Like honestly, I'm not sure The Witcher 3 would have done if it was in like during a time when nothing was coming out. Like we've seen that with a bunch of games. Last of Us again, another great game. If it came out in the fall, it would have been fucking like maybe not ignored, but it would not have done as well as it did. And I feel like that kind of console exclusivity helps that somewhat by like making it like not barren, but like a little less
it stands up.
filled.
It stands
Exactly.
up because-
Did The Witcher 3 come out on PS4?
Yeah, yeah, it came out on
Oh,
all
yeah.
platforms.
All right.
Yeah.
But not the Wii U, of course.
Nothing's coming out for the Wii U.
Sorry,
Poor
Tim.
redheaded Wii U.
Sorry, Tim.
Ryu's just in the corner eating
Yeah.
glue.
I can completely agree with you that it could help some games, but like
Mhm.
I just think exclusivity is just kind of bad because like even your example of Madden, 2K can't make football games anymore because Madden
Which is
bought-
bullshit.
bought the exclusive rights to it.
No,
Which
yeah.
is bullshit.
It is.
Yeah,
Trust me. and
That's helping my point. My point was that
I-
Madden
yeah,
was
yeah.
shit. I'm
I've been
against
feeling
that.
it for
That's
the
what I'm saying.
longest, Yeah. So I mean,
So okay, I mean,
Yeah, I'm using an
man.
example that I miss the days of Blitz and Tech Mobile and random crazy shit, and fuck Madden. Fuck Madden.
Fuck,
How about
man.
this?
Fuck Madden.
Not just all right, which this kind of wouldn't work, but like instead of just having one platform like just PC, you could have all your different platforms, you know, that you want. Like so maybe you like the Xbox dashboard a little bit more. Maybe you like the PlayStation 4 shit. But like the fact that
The controller.
yeah, the controller. But maybe holding games hostage isn't the way to get a leg up on your opponent.
I think.
I can
that's
agree with that.
exactly-
Yeah.
Yeah, so like okay, how Netflix has their own, how they produce their own content now. Like people.
That goes back to the whole first party thing.
Yeah.
Back whenever Sony was paying Naughty Dog to make like Jack and Daxter, Ratchet
Yeah,
and
like
Clank,
yeah, like
those cool exclusives.
Yeah,
that
like
were-
now, Microsoft making their own games or Sony making their own games,
Yeah.
like that works because that sets you apart.
But don't fucking pay
To take other
For the
people's
right-
take
games.
to
Tomb
distribute.
Raider away.
Yeah.
Because like, all right, Tomb Raider 1 came out for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC, and then eventually Xbox One and PlayStation 4. But now Tomb Raider 2,
Well,
Fuck
Rise of the
all
Tomb
of
Raider
you.
and the Tomb Raider reboot.
Yeah.
fuck all of you, you get nothing. But the Xbox One, yeah, sure, you can have it.
But
Because
again,
we
it's
paid
not you get
millions of
nothing
dollars.
forever. It's you get nothing. You get it's a
For a
time
year, though.
The year for them, but PC people are gonna get it. Why are you complaining?
Because,
You're gonna
like-
be good in like a few months.
Because
I'm never gonna get fucking Rocket League, guys.
because it's not just about like, oh well, I'm getting it, so fuck them. It's just the case where like there are people, you know, like there are people who are Tomb Raider fans that whenever the first Tomb Raider game came out and they bought a PS4, they weren't, you know, it's not one of those things where like, oh well, if you like Tomb Raider, buy an Xbox, because they didn't know that whenever the PS4 came out. You maybe just bought it and were like, well, I'm a huge Tomb Raider fan and I'm gonna buy a PS4 because I like the PS4. That's not gonna matter because Tomb Raider's gonna come out on everything, right, guys? Right?
Well, I mean,
And then
No.
no, it doesn't. Like you just get fucked in the
I
end.
just, and that's a good point because I mean, you knew if you were buying a Super Nintendo, you knew you were gonna get fucking Super Mario.
Yeah.
When you bought a Sega Genesis, you knew you were gonna get
Xbox
Sonic.
with Halo, you know, like
Right.
you
Yeah.
don't buy a PS4 if you love Halo.
That's a good point.
But with things, you know, like
But necessarily like, when was the last time that like Sony was like, fuck yeah, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, we love it. Like ever
Yeah.
since the first couple ones on the PS1, they have been shit. Then the last one was great, and they got
That's
this
what
one
I'm
to
saying.
come
That's-
out.
that's-
last
that's
one was
why-
really
Yeah.
good.
That's
but
why
here-
this doesn't really like bother me because I mean it's not really it doesn't feel like it's a Sony product anymore.
Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
It's not.
Plus, like, okay, the Tomb Raider one's interesting just because that was a big Sony product that tanked, and this was even the first time it went to Xbox or whatever. Like, it would be on Xbox since the Xbox 360 launched with, I think it was Underworld or that whatever
Right,
shitty
yeah.
game it was. But like, what's another example of this where it's like super shit other than Rocket League and other than Tomb Raider?
I need to think of it.
See?
Because
Yeah.
I don't have one, but
Well, I mean, Bloodborne was pretty big,
yeah,
right?
yeah, Bloodborne
Blood-
was pretty big.
That was PS4, right?
Yeah, but that was by the people who made Demon Souls, which was a PS3 exclusive.
Yeah,
This is
so-
true.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see too many timed exclusives in the industry, so that's why Tomb Raider was such a shock when they announced that.
If
Right.
anything, we're seeing less exclusive shit happening, aren't we?
I mean,
They're still there.
it's
It's there. I will say it's not as like major or push or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's.
We're seeing a
it's-
lot less first-party exclusives.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot more of Microsoft and Sony just
Just
throwing
purchasing
around their
the-
money to basically take franchises, you know.
yeah,
And saying,
and indie stuff. Like
"Mine
again,
now."
Right,
Rocket
with
League,
Rocket
man,
League.
and Minecraft and
Which
shit like that.
But-
Fucking genius.
But that I don't think the Rocket League thing was more so of Sony buying that out and more so of Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars blah, 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 being on PlayStation Network first.
right,
So then they just decided to take it to PS4 and then PC as well because it's a lot easier to develop for.
right.
well,
Yeah.
the way I see it, I don't like it, but it is what it is, man.
Rewind a few months, Bethesda comes out and they say
Oh god.
Fallout 4 is coming out. PlayStation players get it first.
Bethesda, but people aren't
Dude.
assholes. They wouldn't do that. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They wouldn't.
Mhm.
But what if they did?
The world would have been set on fire.
If they were like PlayStation players, you get it November 2015. Xbox players, you won't get it until summer 2016. Would that fly? Fuck no, it wouldn't
No,
fly.
fly at all. It wouldn't fly at all. It would not fly at all.
Maybe that's what we need. Is
Keith,
some
I'm starting to feel bad for you because this shit happens to PC all the fucking time.
yeah. So like, oh hey, Grand
that
Theft Auto
happens, but
5.
more importantly, what happens is, oh hey, Arcanite,
yeah.
the same day
Yeah.
crash.
Yeah, or hey, you guys are gonna get the game the same day. We promise. And then they're like, oh, Yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that. Or Grand Theft Auto 5 saying, yeah, we're going to come to PC. We promise. And then it came out for Xbox One when? In 2013? Was it?
14. It was like the year after.
The year after it launched on 360 and PS3.
Mm-hmm.
And then it took until April of this year to get to PC.
Yes.
And it got delayed like 4 times.
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, bro. But that's why I stand on it. It is what it is. It's not going to change because, like I said, all it comes down to your wallet at the end of the day, and people are going to buy it. I just bought Tomb Raider, so I'm pretty sure a million other people bought Tomb Raider too.
Yep.
So I mean, it is what it is.
You bought it because you can.
That's all I have to say about the subject now.
I mean, Tomb Raider I think is like the rare example, and that's why it's like something we're talking about here. But other than that, like,
I really fucking wanted Tomb Raider.
Dude,
you'll get PC in like a couple months.
Do we know how much fucking Microsoft paid them?
No,
I don't know if any numbers were released for that. Actually,
I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about how much money that had.
It would have to be a lot for someone to say, "Hey, 2/3 of our player base aren't going to get this on launch, so they must have made the difference."
Well, I mean, I
basically.
guess they save money and not having to distribute all of that shit.
I mean, they're still
right
gonna have to
now.
develop
I mean,
it. You know, like
right,
they're still gonna have to
yes.
do it. So there had to have been a crazy sum of money to say, "Hey, don't develop this right now for 2/3 of your player base."
See, I just don't think that's the right way. It goes.
Nah.
It is what it is, man.
Madden 17, PS4 exclusive.
I won't care.
Xbox stock goes way the fuck up.
I don't care.
Yeah, allegedly, fucking. I thought we were gonna get Joe Montana football. Remember? You guys remember that shit?
That was a long time ago.
You
Yeah.
know, what's going on with that?
It's, I don't know.
Fucking died.
Listen,
Nah.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
Well, any last thoughts?
I don't know.
I'm playing
I'm
Tomb
kind of
Raider.
depressed after this discussion, honestly. Just thinking about
I'm
it.
playing Tomb Raider and you're not. Ha ha ha.
I have a Steam controller and you don't.
I guess. You have fun with that, bro.
Oh, I will. Well, that's about it for today, guys. I want to thank you guys for joining me.
That was fun.
It was,
Fun,
yeah,
man.
it was fun. A little bit heated. I'm kind of sweaty.
I knew you and Andy were going to get it.
Thank you guys for a great discussion. And as always, thanks for tuning in.